So you said you wrote the Tribune?
I wrote the Tribune on the internet with the city library, the main library. I just wrote some tips on maybe some ideas on how to help the homeless. Since I am homeless, I kind of see it from the ground up rather
Yes.
than the sky down.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so just things like a temporary shelter might be like the tracks and the bus.
Yeah.
Maybe have some set aside where they could sleep at night, just sitting there and have their things inside dry, because that's a lot of the problem there. We need like sometimes tarps or something to cover ourselves because it snows or rains and it gets all wet and it takes a day of sunshine to dry it out.
Oh,
Because laundry vouchers would be great, but we don't get laundry very many places. And when the charity security bans, like tells us no, you can't come back, then you can't use any services there. And sometimes they won't even let you eat there. So, but the Good Samaritan program is supposed to be the only one that can give food to anybody. And
yeah.
but somebody told me that they denied them food there.
Oh.
So I don't know who did, but they're not supposed to deny them there because that's supposed to be Good Samaritan,
Yes.
like from the Holy Bible.
Yeah.
So, other places they don't usually ban, but I do see criminals go in trying to overtake the places. Like,
yeah.
because I know that one over there belongs to, I believe, because of the name Ragsdale, belongs to the military.
Which one?
There's one on the corner over there that belongs to the military. Yeah, that I believe.
It's a shelter?
Yeah, it's called Ragsdale. I remember reading it in the Marine Corps Gazette or Marine Corps Leatherman a long time ago that they kind of quietly have it there to help the people and the veterans all with what they need, just kind of supplement all the other charities. And but there's a man. They had a long time ago. They had to go to court against a man who pretended to be the owner of the charity. He pretended to have that last name come in at the last minute. Well, there's a man that's doing that there now. My understanding, it's the same, that it is a military, backed a charity that has no reverend, has no denomination other than is part of a kind of like the Salt Lake Mission or like another mission.
Are they connected to the church?
It's on the same building that storage center is for the homeless. But my understanding is there is a black man that came with his family and saying he's Reverend Ragsdale.
Uh-huh.
But my understanding before, with the article years before, was that all of those throughout the nation are from the military because they are kind of quietly there so that people don't get scared of their charity and that they want to go there. Regardless, they don't know that it's the military really that backs it. But see, it was in the Marine Corps Gazette because this man came and said he was Reverend Ragsdale and tried to overtake one of the missions, and so they had to go to court and prove that it was the military.
Oh, so there's a docket on it.
There should be, but this was a long time ago. This is like 30, 40 years ago.
Okay.
About 30 years ago. And so this happened to them then, back east. It was back east. Here, there are a number of people who volunteered here for years. I don't think that they knew of anybody who owned it. Some knew it was associated with the military. But they give pretty much, they're very kind when you can't go there or you can't go over there. They're good at giving.
Okay.
So, and then plus a lot of people go there anyway. But there's a man that came, and I'm not sure whether or not, but I don't think that he is Reverend Ragsdale because I think he's pretending to be the owner of that or the one to caretake it.
Yeah.
He's not to caretake it. There were other caretakers, and now they're not there. I don't know if they're trying to find out information to fight him because I don't know. I'm not in that.
Yeah.
I just told him that's what I am.
Is there like a lot of people that you might hang out with that end up missing or just...
Here, I've seen a lot of people just all of a sudden not there. They've been missing. They leave their stuff, they walk away, and they don't come back. Sometimes I think that they do get kidnapped. I think sometimes they're they're under a drug influence or on their own or because of secondhand smoke because it is very strong. It does affect
Oh,
people.
I'm sorry.
Oh
I'm
no,
sorry.
no, it's like a meth or
Oh, that.
a
Yes.
spice
Yes.
with the cigarette smoke,
Yes. Yeah.
and it does affect people to making them fall asleep or making them scream or
So
whatever.
like someone's drugging them, and then
Yeah, and
they're getting
end
a
up-
bad dose and
Yeah,
shipped away.
yeah, and sometimes they're just standing there and they encourage them to go with them and they don't know because they're miserable.
Yes.
And a lot of times they're miserable. The police sometimes take them and then sometimes they leave their stuff and sometimes they take it.
Oh, the police
And,
take them?
Yeah, sometimes they do. They took
Without
they
arresting them?
Well, they cited me for camping, but they dismissed it. But they said because all I was doing was sleeping. I wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to sleep somewhere. I got to
Yes.
use the bathroom sometime.
Yeah.
So they get mad because we're sleeping. They want us to sit or they want us not to loiter. So 2-3 minutes, move on. So we're always moving on and we're always trying to sleep or that. They allow it sometimes. That's how they say it.
And that's
For us to
torture.
sleep.
That's
Yes, it is. And so when I was sleeping, they took my stuff and they said camping because I didn't answer the way they wanted me to, and so I almost felt like it was like what I see in movies of other countries that a little bit of a different
Yes.
system.
Yes.
They weren't compassionate and they did hurt my arm, but I went spent some time, but they weren't going to keep me in jail. I went to the
Well, they
pre-trial.
profit. Yeah. They make money.
Yeah, well, evidently they have it in evidence over there. Some of my things. I've got other things that charities give. Sometimes they see you and they give you food.
How's this
or
Catholic
things.
charity?
It was pretty good as a Catholic charity, but some of these people are not Catholic who run it, and they're part of CCS, or Catholic Community Services. And to me, I don't like them because I see them wanting a smaller population to take care of.
Yes.
And so I think somehow or another they allow people in the neighborhood, they allow drug usage. They don't call the police when there's drug usage out on the street. When they know that somebody's being beat up, they don't call the police. They don't report it. They don't report a lot of crime. They could. But I think what they're trying to do is get rid of the majority of people to have a small percentage of the homeless there so that they can take care of them and look like they're doing good.
Yes.
That they actually did.
Just like a front.
They have a lot of the police take them. They have a lot of they tell them to go away. They ban them, especially people like me who tell other people out there that this is available. Good Samaritan, Safe Visit Paul, Dining Hall, and others, other places in the area. I tell them, I've told them that.
Oh, I'm not. I'm putting towards you.
Oh, I have told them that these places are here, and whether or not they know, a lot of people are encouraged to come back. But because the population gets so big and other people come from other places and drop them off, I don't think they like that.
People get dropped off too.
I've seen people get dropped off from other states, and they just get dropped off. Some are handicapped. Some don't even have feet. Some don't have a leg, and they still have to fend for themselves. I've seen some people out there in the freezing cold without even a blanket. Sometimes they leave them. Sometimes they throw them away. The understanding it's almost like a subculture. It's there, kind of like that movie with Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes with that Demolition Man.
Yes.
That subculture is kind of like what is here in a way, except some of the charities are kind of with us. So even though they're not the exact same, the charities are more with the people of the community. We're kind of like in that subculture, and we are brought back to the whole community by these charities who are very good and by the people who are very good in the charities. But when they're not very good and they're part of the underground criminal activity by not reporting crime, by banning people who are victims of crime, and trying to get rid of the people who are loudmouth or people who need a little bit of an ear, rather than pushing away. There are so many homeless. They're scattered out because the police wanted to clear out Rio Grande Street. There were a whole bunch of them living there, but see, they were having a hard time there. A lot of the people were immigrants, and there was a lot of violence and a lot of a drug usage, and they could have reported it. They could have put them in the jail right away, or they could have separated those ones from the rest.
Yeah.
Some of them just wanted to sleep. They wanted to get an apartment or a motel voucher.
And look at like up here, like this. How does that make you feel?
That's supposed to be.
I mean,
that's
like,
supposed to be.
All these buildings that are getting closed.
Actually, this one is supposed to be for the homeless.
Oh, this one.
Yes,
is?
this one is.
Okay.
So they're still working on it, but it's kind of like both good and bad for a lot of the people. Some people get out of it really fast because they know how to. They're not so far deep down.
Yeah.
So they say chronic homelessness. For me, I'm not chronically homeless. I mean, I had a truck. I was on my way to New Mexico so I can live there. I sold my house. I had a career. I have a college degree. I have even more hours and credits. But the whole thing is, I came here for assistance, and instead, it was a lot of derogatory, I only help with this. When they're supposed to be advocate, they only help a little bit of paperwork. That's it. No more. No advocacy. No, I could get you in touch with the lawyer. I'll call him right now. Or I will do this for you. Because a lot of times I can't do it because I've been blackballed. Or I've been pushed away because I'm so outspoken. And they don't expect that from me. And so she's always been quiet. Well, then there's identity thieves, and then people try to get, they told somebody I had gotten 3 tens from it. I said, no, I haven't got one, because the other women, she thought I was the charity worker, got the tens that were meant for me, and she gave them away to other people. So there's no check and balance. There's no order there exactly the way it needs to be for a large group of homeless. And the only ones I know who can do that are the humanitarians, and they're not, because these humanitarians are people who know how to organize and get it done. And a lot of that are organizations that know that people have done that. There are other organizations, of course, other charities, but the military is the only one that I really know who know how to come in, assess the situation, and organize it to the point where everyone's inside, or at least has
They have
some
structure.
yes.
Yeah.
They're the only ones I know that know how to do that, and the media is the only ones the only one I know who can get it, the word to them in such a manner that they really understand the truth of the situation. Others may tell them little important people who are whistleblowers, but it's really the media. They got it straight on, then they can make the world into a better place because of the communication that they know how to.
And that's what my people are trying to do.
Yeah, so what I have seen is only mostly against me personally and others personally. In general, it seems to work because there is a structure there, and there are people there who are very caring and very loving, who want it to work. People who make sandwiches who want it to work. People who will volunteer at the food areas and the clothing and other areas who do want to work at this kind of place. And there are those who pray so hard for it to work, even though some criminal elements there. But if you remember, Judas Iscariot was one of the 12 apostles. When he found Jesus out, and then he killed himself. So these ones, I'm not expecting to continue their criminality, especially with it being a Catholic Church charity. And the other ones
And
too.
that's surprising because it's LDS